Hallo, herzlich willkommen. Today we're going to be talking about some Wortschatz der Missionare, so vocabulary for missionaries. This can be a very broad topic, but here's just a first kind of a primer of some things you might want to learn how to say, some phrases you might want to know. All right, so what's nice is if you have taken some German, yeah, there's a lot of things that you can build on. A lot of it's just the vocabulary and the etiquette of knowing what to say and how to say it actually in Germany. Hey, quick quiz. This image here, based on this cool looking TV tower, where would we be? What big German city? Anyone know? Well, it's actually in Berlin, and that is the Berliner Fernsehturm, or the TV tower. That the big kind of looking disco ball at the top is a rotating restaurant. It's very good. So if you are called to Berlin, you'll probably see it. It's pretty neat. Hard to miss. Okay, so usually you're just going to say things like "Hallo" when you're meeting someone. Hallo, guten Tag, guten Morgen, guten Abend. All those things work. Ich heiße der Elder Schmidt oder Schwester Schmidt. That just Schwester, sister. Ich komme aus Utah oder ich komme aus den USA. So notice that there's a den in there because it's die USA, die Vereinigten Staaten, the United States. So they say aus den USA. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Yeah, you speak a little German. Hopefully you speak more German. Ich bin Missionar der Kirche Jesu Christi. So the name of the church is the Kirche Jesu Christi, the Church of Jesus Christ. And then you can go on and say der Heiligen, the saints of der letzten Tage, the last days. Kirche Jesu Christi, der Heiligen der letzten Tage. Or you can just say der Kirche Jesu Christi. So notice how it's die Kirche is the usual article, but this shows possession. It's the genitive form. So I am a missionary of the Church of Jesus Christ. And Jesu Christi is kind of an old Latin-based form that also shows possession. We only use it basically for Jesus now. So Jesus Christus is his name, but if you say Jesu Christi, that means of Jesus Christ. So that's why it's that kind of interesting form that you really won't see anywhere else. Another thing that you can say when you're talking to people, wir sprechen heute, we are speaking today, mit Menschen, with people, Menschen, über Hoffnung und Jesus Christus, or über, about, and then you can name your topic, or about, for example, hope in Jesus Christ, or talking about das Buch Mormon, or whatever it is you want to use as your topic. Another good way to start to talk to people is, darf ich Ihnen eine kurze Frage stellen? So Ihnen, you got to make sure you use Ihnen. If you're talking to a stranger, that's the formal form. If you're talking to people on the street, you likely don't know them. They'll be very weirded out if you speak informally to them before they know you. So may I ask you a brief question? And then you can ask them something like, hast du von dem Buch Mormon gehört? Have you ever heard of the Book of Mormon, for example? All right, one of the things that's really going to help you is making sure you know your verbs. There's a lot of everyday verbs that you'll get a lot of good mileage out of. Hopefully you've run up against sein, ich bin Missionar. And notice that you don't say ich bin ein Missionar or eine Missionarin. So if you're a sister, you say ich bin Missionarin. That's the female form. But they leave off the article there. We would say I am a missionary. They just say I am missionary, basically. Ich bin Missionar if you're an elder, or ich bin Missionarin if you're a sister. You're Missionar der Kirche Jesu Christi. Kommen is another one. Ich komme aus Idaho, or wherever you're from. I am from. Kommen also means to come, and in just basically in every other situation, like der Bus kommt, the bus is coming, or something like that. Finden is a good one, asking for directions. Wo finde ich die Kirche? Like, where can I find the church? Or die Bushaltestelle, the bus station, oder Hauptbahnhof, was auch immer. Das Restaurant. Helfen is another one. Kann ich Ihnen helfen? So notice that that's that formal form again. Kann ich Ihnen helfen? Haben is another one that hopefully, if you've learned some German, you're running up against haben. Haben Sie einen Moment? Like, do you have a moment? Haben Sie einen Moment? Darf ich Ihnen eine kurze Frage stellen? Yeah, do you have a moment? Can I ask you a question? A little short question. Suchen. To look for. We're to seek. Wir suchen Menschen, die, we're looking for people who, wir suchen Menschen, die mehr über Jesus Christus lernen wollen. Like, we're looking for people who want to learn more about Jesus Christ. Brauchen is another big one. To need. You can ask a common question you can ask is, brauchen Sie Hilfe? Do you need help? Because that's what you're supposed to do as a missionary. Help people. So yeah, you see somebody needs help. Brauchen Sie Hilfe? And yeah, Germans are usually pretty honest about, I need help. Sure, you can help me. Go ahead. On my mission, I remember becoming part of moving, like, for furniture more than once. I just asked by asking people, "Brauchen Sie Hilfe?" I could see someone carrying a couch. They said, "Sure," and then they didn't tell me they were up 4 flights of stairs. But whatever, that's name of the game. And then kennen. So kennen, if you've taken some German, kennen is to know, to be familiar with, like to know a person or a place. Wissen is used to know a fact. So but you could ask someone, kennen Sie die Kirche? Oder kennen Sie das Buch Mormon? Like, are you familiar with the church? Are you familiar with the Book of Mormon? That sort of thing. Time words are really important. You're going to be making a lot of appointments. Your schedule is going to be really important. You're going to be talking about your schedule with your Mitarbeiter, your companion, oder Mitarbeiterin if you're a sister. Heute is, of course, that means today. Morgen is tomorrow. Diese Woche, this week. So you can ask someone, do you have time this week? Am Freitag, on Friday, or you can just insert whatever day you want there. Am Samstag, am Sonntag, 18 Uhr, at 6 o'clock, or whatever time. So remember, that is on military time. They do often say, 18 o'clock, 18 Uhr. For example, haben Sie Zeit? Also, wann haben Sie Zeit? When do you have time? And they could say, oh, heute, oder diese Woche, or whatever. Passt es Ihnen morgen? That is like, does tomorrow work? Ja, passt es Ihnen heute 18 Uhr? You say, passt es Ihnen, and then put in the time. Passt es Ihnen morgen? Nein, es passt morgen nicht. Like, oh, no, it doesn't work tomorrow. Aber übermorgen, the day after tomorrow. Yeah, they've got a word for that. Übermorgen. Übermorgen. Wir können später wiederkommen. Like, we can come again later. That's another phrase that you'll often use. Haben Sie heute Abend Zeit? Do you have time this evening? Heute. So you can use heute, like heute Morgen, heute Abend, heute Nachmittag. This means like today in the evening, today in the morning, whatever. And then dürfen wir einen Termin ausmachen. This is a word you'll use all the time. Termin just means appointment. And ausmachen means to make. So dürfen wir einen Termin ausmachen means, can we make an appointment? So that's a phrase you should definitely get used to, because you're going to be making lots of appointments, hopefully. Here's some directions and transport vocabulary you're probably also going to use. We've got links, left, rechts, right, geradeaus, straight on, hier, dort, there, neben, next to, and gegenüber means across from. So when people are giving you directions, you're going to hear these words all the time. They say, hey, es ist neben dem Restaurant. It's next to the restaurant, or it's dem Park gegenüber. It's across from the park. So if somebody asks you, wo ist die Bushaltestelle? Where's the bus station? You can say, das ist links, es ist geradeaus und dann links an der Hauptstraße. It's straight and then left on Main Street. Oder wie komme ich zum Bahnhof? How do I get to the train station? And then you can say, es ist nach rechts. Or whatever. Der Bus, that's a pretty easy one. The bus. Der Straßenbahn or S-Bahn, that is a streetcar. A lot of big German cities have streetcars that are really convenient. So big cities also often have an U-Bahn, which is a subway. It's under the ground, an Unter. Bahnhof, that's your train station. Haltestelle, or is a station, like a bus station or a train station as well. Like I usually use with Bushaltestelle, like this is the place where I stop. I'm halting on this. Halte means to stop, and Stelle means at the place, so it's the stopping place. And then before you get on a train or a bus, you're going to need a Fahrkarte, that is a ticket, a driving ticket or driving card. All right, just a few more phrases that you can use in sort of everyday situations. Like at the door, sind Sie beschäftigt? Are you busy? That's something you'd ask. Haben Sie einen Moment? Do you have a moment? And they will definitely tell you. You might hear keine Zeit, like no time. And that you're just going to have to hear that sometimes. Dürfen wir kurz hereinkommen? May we come in briefly? So hopefully that works for you. Sometimes it doesn't. But I think you've expected that. Then at a meal, one of the things you can say is Danke für das Essen. Thank you for the food. So notice how essen is the verb to eat, but it's also can be the noun for food. Essen, when it's capitalized. Es schmeckt sehr gut, or es schmeckt mir. And it tastes really good. And then brauchen Sie Hilfe? Once again, you can ask for if you can help. And they'll usually be very honest and say, yeah, I need your help. Come on over. At home, so you could ask, wo sollen wir sitzen? Where should we sit? Wo, where? Sollen wir, should we? Then sitzen is the verb to sit. Where should we sit? Haben Sie Kinder? Do you have children? Wie lange wohnen Sie schon hier? How long have you already lived here? So I would say these are kind of some small talk things. And a lot of Germans, like especially like native Germans, aren't too big on small talk. It's kind of a difference between here and in the United States. But it's good to still have a few of these questions in your back pocket. When you're leaving somebody, you say, vielen Dank für Ihre Zeit. Thank you for your time. That goes a long way. Es war schön, mit Ihnen zu sprechen. It was nice to speak with you. And notice how this is mit Ihnen. That's the formal version. You don't say, and if it's mit, it has to be Ihnen. You never say mit Sie. That's never said. So, es war schön, mit Ihnen zu sprechen. And then, wir kommen gern wieder. We'd love to come again. And hopefully they'll say, sure. There's an old German joke that says, where someone says, wie komme ich zum Philharmonikon? How do I get to the Philharmonic orchestra? And the answer is üben, üben, üben. Practice, practice, practice. Kind of a double meaning. But yeah, same thing here. How do you get to speak good German? You practice, practice, practice. So practice these things with your companion. Start practicing when you go on your mission. But even if you're not on your mission yet, start practicing the phrases that you're going to use. Be ready so that when it's time to use them, they can just come out really naturally. And then people, I think, will see that and respect that. Germans, if they see that you are making a good faith attempt to speak their language, that goes a long way. So üben, üben, üben. Okay, vielen Dank und bis nächstes Mal. Tschüss.